What up, nerds? Welcome to another episode of Bank Black and Nerd Culture, the show where we talk about superhero, comic book, nerd, sci-fi, all the kind of stuff that you love, but we give it to you from the black side and the black perspective. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Kevin Channel. I'm your boy Tricky, the best stand-up comic in Houston, Texas, baby. And yeah, man, we're about to give y'all this Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We're about to give y'all the whole shaft. We gave y'all a little bit. We gave y'all just the tip last week, right after the movie. We gave you the instant reaction, but this time we're giving you the full penetration, dog. Let's go.
We deep diving. We deep diving into
Yes.
this.
About to give you the full pecker. We going all in. We're going all in like Lil Wayne and Drake, dog. What's up, Kev?
Nothing much, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about this movie. I actually had time to separate and think about it some more, and I really want to see it again. There's clips and stuff that I want to revisit. But other than that, man, how you doing over your end?
Man, I'm feeling good, feeling great. How are you? Yeah, man. I feel the exact same way, bro. It was good. I loved doing the instant reaction, and we will do that. Can we just say 2023 has an incredible slate of movies coming out. Some of them have already came out, but
Yeah,
this is just a great year for film and cinema, TV as well, man. You know, we got some really good stuff to look forward to. Hell, we were just talking about it earlier today. We got Into the Spider-Verse 2. That's coming. Can't wait for that. We got Doom 2 coming still. Got
yes.
Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer is coming. I mean,
Oh
bruh.
yeah, that's your stuff right there. I'm looking forward to Doom, but yeah, I know I can't. Oppenheimer.
Bro, you got Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. is gonna be in there, bro. It's gonna be great.
Oh, why'd you spoil that? I didn't even know.
You ain't know?
I haven't looked at any trailers for it. I seen like a brief clip of it, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna check out.
Dude, he gonna shoot a nuke out the Iron Man suit to Japan, bro. It's gonna be crazy, dog.
Amazing.
It's gonna be nuts.
Get it.
Nah, it's I know I'm forgetting a lot of them, man, but just a lot of good movies coming out. So
That's
we
just
have
the movies.
definitely
That's
blessed.
not even the streaming stuff coming out.
Yeah, for real, bro. So it's a lot of good stuff to look forward to, man. But I think we definitely kicked off the summer season right with this movie, with the Guardians movie. And you know, we gave y'all the instant reaction and we had a little bit of time to soak on it because I think coming out of the movie, bro, I was so hype on it. I know you were hype on it, but after a couple days of calming down and coming down, I think we were both inclined to like give it a 10. I give it a 10. But now, after a couple days, bruh, I will ask you the same question that we usually start out the show with. Did you like it? After a couple days of soaking, after a couple days of thinking about it, man, how you feeling now? Did you still hype? You still on cloud nine, or have you come down a little bit?
I mean, I still like it, man. I think the hype is real on it. I mean, there's a couple of nitpicks here and there, but overall, I mean, once again, I still have fun with it. I still want to, like I said before, I want to see it again. See all the little things that I didn't pick up on the first time.
Yeah, yeah, I'm bro. Just to let the audience know, I know they can't see us. You know, I have my microphone like right up to my face, and I'm wondering so bad why it stinks. And it just dawned on me. It's like
Uh,
if I'm talking directly into the microphone and it stinks, it's me. It's obviously me. Uh, that's a problem on my part. Because I was in my mind, I'm like, yo, this is rancid. Why does this microphone stink? I'm trying to call the microphone manufacturers. I'm all pissed. And I'm like, oh shit, hold on.
Yo,
Maybe it's me.
mm. Hey man, you remind me of that episode of SpongeBob when he eats that rancid uh sandwich and he's like killing everybody. He thinks he's ugly.
SpongeBob's the goat.
Sends your eyebrows off, man.
Yeah, man. So this episode is gonna be a struggle to get through. Uh
Yeah, don't be a steak my for all your life, man. That's just
yeah. It's a problem, Bob. It's a problem. Anyway, um, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, man. I'm still hype. I'm still hype on the movie as well, man. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get to it, of course. Before we end this episode, right before we end it, we are gonna give it our bank deposit score. Our bank deposit score consists of one stack being, I ain't trying to pay. Well, actually, zero stack to five stacks. Zero stacks being I ain't paying no money to see this movie. Five stacks being, bro, take my money, take all of it, and just give it. So we're gonna give it our bank deposit score, and we're gonna tally it up with the rest of the movies that we've done in the past, and we're gonna see where it ranks the all-time greats. Uh, Speaking of all-time greats, we did a ranking, man. We did a
Yeah.
ranking. We did our top 10 Marvel movies of all time. Um, Not to get into recency bias or let recency bias influence our top 10 rank, but would it? Would this shake things up on the top 10 ranking at all? Do you think? This
Oh man. I hadn't even got to that point or thought about that just yet, man.
would guard
Um,
Everybody listening, would Guardians of the Galaxy 3 be in your top 10 MCU films of all time? Holla at me in the comments, man. Y'all let us know. But what you think,
yeah.
Kev? Would it shake up the list for you, bro?
Man, it's a good movie, but to me, the way I look at the list is what how those movies influence the MCU, influence media. That's just me. It's not always about just was it a good movie that I enjoy it. How did it move everything on the spectrum of movies, my entertainment? Uh, did it change anything? Did it add anything to the overall narrative of the MCU? Did it, you know, how did it appeal to others too? Sometimes, I mean, it's your opinion, but sometimes you take those things into consideration. At least for me,
Yeah,
at least for me. So it's really going to be interesting because I know if you view Marvel right now, some people are kind of saying it's in a little bit of a lull. And we've kind of go back and forth about aspects of the movies that we liked, didn't like between um, Multiverse of Madness and Quantumania on things we liked and didn't like, right?
yeah.
So I'm kind of curious to see with them, with the way the audience is, responding. What's it going to be for the next Marvel movie? Not the Marvels, because I think Marvel's already kind of set in stone on what it's going to be. But the movie after Marvels, how does that play into MCU? How does it play into how they're going to address movies? And then
Yep.
you also got to think about this writer strike too.
Oh, that's true.
So
That's a good point.
so
That's a good point. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully that gets resolved soon. Because you're right, these movies could suffer due to the writer strikes. But at the same time, the writers play a pivotal part in making these movies, so
yeah,
they
yeah,
deserve their credit. Plus, a very interesting part of the writer strike, I don't know if you've seen this, is they're trying to put language into their stipulations of what they want, saying you can't be having this AI and ChatGPT writing these damn scripts and writing content. And I think it's smart for them to include that now, because this AI shit is about to get crazy. The listeners don't even know. It's not even us talking right now. I just pushed a button for AI to generate this review right now of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So y'all think y'all listening to Tricky and Kevin. Y'all not. It's the AI version of us.
error.
No, man, but seriously, that's so freaking interesting, and it's such a problem that you didn't think that you would have right now, right? Like, in 2023, was this on your bingo card of Drake AI covers coming out that are better than actual Drake songs? And people write, bro, did you see they cloned an entire Joe Rogan podcast episode, and it wasn't Joe Rogan. It was between Joe Rogan and the creator of OpenAI, and they
Oh
they
man,
just dubbed an entire podcast episode, and it's indistinguishable from the real thing.
that'd be
It's
I did
nuts.
not. Yeah, that's crazy. I did not see that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but
Man.
we could definitely
Well,
dovetail off and talk about
I,
all that kind of stuff. But
I thank you for your uh time that you can go into in depth to all this stuff. I can't do it, brother. I can't. I don't have the means. I appreciate
man,
you just getting in there late at night and just like fall into the rabbit hole.
yeah, well, I do other things late at night. I find times for this stuff comes across. If it comes across, man, I try to check it out. I try to stay informed on what's up because yeah, this AI stuff is scary, bro. But now we'll keep it to Guardians. We'll keep it to Guardians for sure, man. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the future of the MCU is gonna be, man. We talk about it all the time. I tell you what, that Marvels movie look like it's gonna suck and suck hard.
Yeah,
And I'm you know me, bro. Me and you, we probably the hardest fans uh that they got. You know what I'm saying? Like we constantly giving them our monies, but
yeah, and time.
in time, man. And I don't know. You know, we one thing that we didn't talk about during our instant reaction episode, we talked about how we was in the car just straight up doing a podcast with microphones and everything, like right outside the movie theater. We talked about our tradition of going to see these movies the night before they come out, you know,
Yeah,
on
yeah,
a preview screening and everything like that. But we didn't talk about how anal we are when it comes to watching trailers. Like
yeah,
it's a thing, man. Like we can't even be in the theater while the trailers are going on because most of the time during Marvel movies, they showing trailers for upcoming Marvel movies or other DC movies or whatever things that we are interested in. And it's a tough thing, man. Like with trailers, of course, I know they trying to lock in new viewers, and get that new viewership and new fans and everything like that. But for us, it's like, bruh,
yeah,
a lot of times these trailers, bro, they spoil the whole freaking movie. Like we don't
yeah,
need to see that, And then if you're watching a movie and you see a scene from the trailer, it's something that pivotal is happening with like a main character. It's like oh, will they won't they die or something? And you're like, oh no, I seen them in this part of the trailer, so I know this can't be the end for them, and that sucks. I want to see that shit.
yeah.
We don't need to see no trailer. Like we fans already. You got us,
Right,
bro.
right. I mean, the trailers are always going to be part of the marketing. That's how you get, like you said, new viewership, new fans coming to the fold, or some people who don't even keep up with movies like that. Like they're like, oh, I didn't even know there was a new movie coming out. So it helps. But if there's anybody that's listening that has not had an opportunity to not look at a trailer for a movie that they're expecting to see, and just kind of it will change your whole movie going experience if you just try to tune out the trailers, man. Like,
Yeah, go in blind.
man, it it intensive. It's like drinking and having French fries. Like the French fries taste so much better after drinking than if you just had it sober. I don't know why, but it is. It's the same experience when you don't look at a trailer and you go see a movie.
that's a that's a hell of a comparison. Drunk French fries.
or Taco Bell, drunk Taco Bell, delicious.
That's the only time I can eat Taco Bell. I gotta be drunk or damn near dead.
Man.
well, well, nah. All right, bro. Let's get into this review, man. Let's get into more topics on Guardians 3. So I think we both agree, man. Even after a couple days, we still buzzing off of this movie. We still high on it. It's still, up there in the upper echelon of the MCU films, bro. The MCU is back, baby. Like we say, Phase 5 has gotten off to a slow start. The end of Phase 4 was off to a slow start. But they back. They did it. They
Yeah.
uh they knocked this one out the park, man. And obviously, James Gunn has a lot to do with the success of that. So it's kind of a bittersweet thing, right? Like this is the end of an era. This is the end of the trilogy, which everyone suspect was pretty much a foregone conclusion. This is it for James Gunn in the MCU, especially with the Guardians of the Galaxy, man. So
Yeah.
how you feeling, man? Was this a satisfying conclusion to seeing what we both consider the best ensemble cast in the MCU?
Yeah, I really don't know any other way I would have or wanted to see things go down. The one nitpick I would have had is just I wanted to see Star-Lord have his mask on with the full original comic version of their Guardians of the Galaxy uniforms, you know. That'd have been cool to see. So in that moment when he is in space and they having his fake out death, because there's quite a few of them,
Yeah.
I'm like, why he doesn't have his mask on?
Gotta wear your
But
mask, bro. COVID's still out here. Star Lord, what you doing?
right, man, exactly. So it was good, man. I think the biggest, like you said, the cast, man, is like the biggest takeaway. Like some James Gunn is doing over there to create such a atmosphere like that for his cast, for his people. You know, I think it speaks volumes, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do when he gets his fingers into DC.
Yeah. Obviously, they made an incredible choice with being able to lock him down over there, and I'm hoping that he builds some continuity and create some of that magic over there at DC because we've kind of touched on it, bro. They ain't got it. It sucks that, bro. The things that they do get right, they still manage to get wrong. It's like, how is Henry Cavill not coming back as Superman? How is this back and forth led to him ultimately being out? That's crazy. That makes me not even want to see the next one.
Yeah.
So they asked James Gunn if he was going to cast some of the Guardians cast in a new Superman movie. He said yeah. So
Oh yeah,
obviously we're curious to see who's going to roll over and be in that next flick.
his brother.
Yeah, right. Coming out with the arrow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Nah, man, but you're absolutely right, bro. The way that he's able to pull, in particular, bro, Chris Pratt. He's
Okay.
able to get something out of Chris Pratt. He's able to get some magic out of Chris Pratt that no other movie has been able to get, man. He's absolutely able to embody the 100% best out of Pratt, and it's nice.
Yeah,
It's
man.
crazy. But at the same time, if I was like one of these other movies, if I was Jurassic World, if I was, Tomorrow War or whatever, some of the other stuff that he's been in, I'd be like, hey, what the hell, man? Even the Super Mario Brothers movie, like we talking about, man, his voice talents just didn't come through at all. It was like, pay me, where's my check?
Yeah, man. I think he the other thing projects he's been, they kind of typecast him. I feel like, and he's a unique actor in person. So I think when you work on his uniqueness, that's where he shines. Versus if you just kind of make him generic superhero, war veteran guy, save so and so, it's kind of dull because we've seen that before. The standout thing about it is for like when he's in Lego Movie or when he's in Parks and Rec or what was it, 5 Year Engagement, and of course Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a unique part, man, and he kills it. He shines. But
Yeah,
I agree, man. Uh, not
just
many
let him.
movies he get where he gets to have this much range, where he's kind of funny, competent action hero, but then also goofy at times, and then very emotional. If you think about it, man, he's sitting there crying over a CGI raccoon,
And
and you,
killed it.
yeah, you believe it, man.
Yeah, and he killed it, bro. Yeah, you're right. What I really want to see, I want to see the Burt Macklin FBI movie. That's what I want. That would be amazing. You can't tell me, bro. If you were to see that a Burt Macklin movie was coming out, would you not be in line for that?
With Audrey Plaza too.
Absolutely. Oh, come on, bro. Of course. Yeah. Of course you got to be in it.
Most definitely,
Yeah. Yeah,
most
man.
definitely.
Man, uh, you touched on a fake CGI raccoon and getting emotional. Can we talk about this for a second, man? When you watch the Guardians movie and you watch Rocket, do you ever at any point think this is Bradley Cooper?
Huh.
Do you? I mean, do you ever? Does that ever even cross your mind?
In the beginning, like as when they show his name, like, oh yeah, Bradley Cooper's in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
but but
Aside
but
from you
during
knowing, aside from you
but
knowing like that is him,
sometimes you forget that he even like you're like, did he even do this? Like, did he put in
right?
work?
Exactly,
But
exactly.
he did. I
Yeah,
don't you're right. He is not getting enough credit for his voice acting.
not at all, man. Not at all. And just the I was gonna say ambiguity. Is that the right word? Like the fact that he's not you don't ever see him talking about it. He's not ever like doing interviews. Like you barely. When I first saw the credits of his name in the movie, I was like, "What the hell role is Bradley Cooper playing?" And then when somebody said that he was playing Rocket, this was like based off the first movie. I legit thought they were joking. I thought it was a joke. I was like, "Oh, somebody's being silly." You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah,
that's not Bradley Cooper. But come to find out, like, yeah, it is. And unless you see the credits that Bradley Cooper is voicing Rocket, bro, you have no clue. To me, it's a real raccoon, uh, and it's a completely different part. Is nowhere associated with Bradley Cooper whatsoever, and that's the markings of a great performance, bro. His voice doesn't sound like Bradley Cooper. I don't think Bradley Cooper at all.
yeah. You think Chat GPT?
Something, bro. Something. I mean, just generic voice acting, man. But no, kudos to him. I mean, with Vin Diesel, yeah, I thought okay, I'm Groot. Like even
Oh man,
especially at the end when he switched up the line and the audience. It wasn't a thing because I had to look that up. It wasn't a thing to where they were saying like, oh, now all of a sudden Groot can say more words than just I am Groot. It was more of a thing to where we as the audience uh could hear him. We were being let
yeah,
let
yeah,
in on it. So
yeah.
but
Okay.
when he said that, I can hear Vin Diesel, but with Rocket, I don't hear Bradley Cooper at all, man. He is totally giving himself to that character and putting himself in that role, and I think he doesn't get enough credit for his amazing work as that
Yeah,
character.
yeah. He doesn't. And then Vin Diesel. I'm like, man, how he's gonna get credit for saying like I am Groot five different ways, and then that is what he gets credit for. Like I could I get to a place like that to where somebody records my voice and basically I get a stream of income just for saying
Three
not even a
words.
yeah, not even a full sentence, just made up words.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. That's a hell of a check. That is a hell of a check to get, man.
And no
Uh,
matter what happens, you look on IBDM, he's listed.
yep. No, he's getting full credit.
Yeah.
He's getting full credit for this, man.
He doesn't
So
have to go into marketing. He doesn't go into promotion. He doesn't do any of that stuff. He doesn't have to leave his room or what he's doing. He can make as many Fast and Furious movies as he wants to make, and he's still getting a stream of income from using his voice.
yeah, what a life. What a life, man. But man, let's take a break and then we're gonna come back, chop it up a little bit more about this movie, man, give a deep dive review, and at the end, we're gonna give our bank deposit score on this thing. So y'all, we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna be right back. All right, we back. We back and we black still. Uh
I
what's
just
up,
had to
bro?
check on that, huh?
Yeah, sometimes it changes. Uh what you do during the break, bro?
Uh, check some emails,
Good
text
stuff.
the wife, normal stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I don't, I
man.
don't, I don't even want to know what you did on your break. I really, it's all
Uh,
good.
I had to address this microphone issue and why it stank. Like I say, I know, I know I'm the source. So I spray some Febreze in my mouth. So hopefully that does a trick. We good though. We good
All
though.
right.
We back. We good
Yeah,
though.
man.
Let's get into this movie, man. Let's get into this movie a little deeper. Deeper, deeper, she says. Adam Warlock. That's how this story begins. Now, obviously, you know, this movie was kind of cut and dry with the synopsis. You know, uh, Rocket is kind of the hero of this one. Rocket gets shot in the beginning due to Adam Warlock. Uh, it kind of funny that the
Man,
origins of Adam Warlock even being created is because he stole the damn batteries from from what's their name? The high priestess of
oh,
damn,
dang.
what's the name of that group? I can't remember. But yeah, anyway, man, he comes in
Man,
with the
one blank.
vengeance. Yeah, he comes in with the vengeance, man, and wounds Rocket. But look, Adam Warlock, bro, what's your thoughts on him? I want you to nerd out, bro, because this is the balance of this show, right? I bring the silliness and you bring the origins, the source material of a lot of these characters and stuff, because I don't get into the source material. I never read comics and stuff as a kid, and I was kind of a late bloomer to the MCU. Credit to you, you got me into all of these things, man. So,
I'm sorry.
and yeah, I know, right? Yeah. You apologize to my wife, bruh, because she just wants me to be a man and be in the sports. And
You gotta hold it. You gotta keep it secret. Then once you get married, you got them. They can't do nothing about it. Part of the
shit.
agreement. That's what I did. Um, so I didn't really grow up like knowing too much about Adam Warlock. I think he was on the Silver Surfer cartoon as a kid. And then he kind of appeared on the like not the last Avengers cartoon, but the second to the last one, the Earth's Mightiest Hero one. And he was like real serious. Like he was man, he wasn't. I like the way they done him. I know that there's a lot of like Adam Warlock fans that are probably like kind of pissed off a little bit. It would be kind of like Vision coming out and being goofy, you know.
Okay.
And you got it. That's kind of how he's looked at in the comics, or at least that's what I think it is, where he was kind of this creation, but he's above all everybody else. He's kind of like the old like if everybody else is getting whooped, here he comes in to step in and kind of help out. He's like the Guardians, um, Captain Marvel in a sense in the MCU, where there are comics where he's pretty much taking on Thanos by himself, and
Okay.
he's like I said, very serious kind of person. For them to kind of have this the different take, I like I said, I like it. I like the fact they're not trying to take it so serious, and it would have been a hard transition to kind of have him out and to be like that because the way I've seen him, it's been like he'll talk like a Shakespearean actor,
Oh yeah.
like yeah, they're like I'm come here to command, all this other stuff. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it would have been too. It would have been like it would have been kind of corny if he came in that way. No offense to anybody who wanted it the way it was. I just think in the realm we're in, it would have been it was an easier pill to swallow having him coming in and fitting in with the Misfits because it'd have been kind of like, why is he with the Misfits? You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. So the way that he's portrayed in the movie is that he didn't get to cook in the cocoon, I guess, for as long as he was actually supposed to, and kind of came out as not being fully functional brain wise.
yeah,
Really taking things a little too literally, not understanding things fully, but obviously still having all of the strength to be associated with the original character. Uh, and yeah, like you say, it fits in with the Guardians, right? It's more
yeah,
like a stronger Drax, with like more ability. So
yeah.
I definitely like the way that they portrayed him, the way that he came off. It was good. So in the source material, does he also link up with does he end up befriending the Guardians and join that crew? Does he ultimately become a hero from being a villain originally, or was he always
No, no,
a
and so
hero?
he was always kind of this hero. He was all because he was in that gym in his head is usually set as the Soul Stone. So he's kind of has that connection with in the MCU. I mean in Marvel, in the comics. And he's always a good guy. Um, I think even in the comics he was like linked up with Gamora. That was his girl for a little bit.
Oh, word.
Yeah, I think. But in the comics, like right now, or at least like in the last 5 or 6 years ago, Star Lord is kind of hooking up with the Kitty Pride. I don't know, you remember her, the one that walks Shadow Cat walks through walls.
Oh,
Uh,
X-Men?
Elliot, yeah, Elliot Page character.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I got you.
um, but yeah, man, he was not really like that. Once again, like how they did it, man. And the guy, oh man, what's that dude? Is it Adam? Is it Adam Pol, Pol, Poltier? What's the guy's what's the actor's name?
Oh, yeah, is it pronounced Polter?
Polter? Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that dude has a had a come up, boy.
Yeah, he was good, man. He was
Yeah,
good.
he's getting a lot. Everything that he's done, I've seen him. He's been a standout. I don't know if it's because he has a unique look or he just kills it, but he's always been a standout. I know you've seen We're the Millers.
Yeah, bro. That's what I think when I think of him. He was funny in that, man, real funny. So he has
Yeah,
the comedic chops. He can pull off the hero stuff as well. Um, it's just better that way, man. It's just good. I mean, we talked about it before. Thor was a more serious character, but when they switched him up to humorize him, it just made him so much more of a lovable character, so much more
yeah,
relatable.
yeah. I'm glad you said that because yeah, the original Thor is probably more in line with what Adam Warlock was in the forms of media that I've seen him in the past. So
Yeah. No, it's good. I like it when the MCU is lighthearted with that because, like you say, not a lot of people want to tune in to just see guys straight up just "I am gonna defeat you" and like
yeah,
all this kind of
yeah,
corny ass stuff. It's like,
yeah.
come on, man. You know. So that's good, bro. But aside from Adam Warlock being introduced in this movie, we getting that character. As I say, this movie is kind of silently about Rocket and his origin story. We finally got to go back and see how Rocket was created. He never wanted to talk about it in the earlier films, but we really got to get a peek behind that curtain. And man, if you are not a fan of animal abuse, this movie was maybe a tough watch. Even though it's all fictional, no animals were harmed in the making of this movie. I don't know that for sure, but I could probably say that with 99% certainty that they did not have a walrus in a wheelchair that was gunned down. Uh, just for the making of the movie. So I think we're pretty good there, man. But just the visuals of it, um, it was a tough watch, man. It you know it definitely pulled at the heartstrings, seeing them go down and everything. But as far
Yeah, it
as
did. I don't know why that was, man. Usually you're kind of like, and if you add up the minutes, it's probably about a good 15 minutes that you spend with those animals throughout the whole movie. But
yeah,
but for some reason you're like, oh no, they didn't shot the wars.
you had to have known it was coming though. As soon as he got caged up with those animals and they started giving pleasantries to each other, especially when they gave each other names, I was like, oh, it's coming. It's coming, bro. They about to get us.
they they all they did was tell you names so you can say RIP to
Yeah. Oh
let's
man.
let's let's go ahead and get the headstones ready for him, right?
And the little seal. What was she? Was no? She was the
Otter.
uh otter. As soon as the otter, she was a golden girl, bro. She was like, "Thank you for being a friend." And like she was, she was all about like, she was all about this friendship shit. And I'm like, "Shut your mouth! Shut up! You're gonna die. I know you're gonna die." And the more you talk about being a friend, and the more you talk about like, she might as well have said, "I just love being alive so much," because you knew she was about to get yanked from us.
Hey guys, I don't know. You don't know how long I'll be here, but I will die. It's just yeah, this is it.
Oh man,
It
yeah. So
was.
you knew they was setting you up. You knew they was setting you up
What?
for the gut
Hey,
punch.
what got me is every time she walked, you could hear her flap, her feet flap. So, so you hear this like tap, tap, tap. I was like, is that her arms? Or they like distinctly let you know it's her feet flopping against the ground. Like
Yeah.
that's a lot of detail, bro.
Yeah, it is, man. You know, that's what they do. They go to a lot of detail in these movies, man. So they went through a
My
lot to set you up. Like I say, just a small amount of time.
my last question was, I was like, are they ever gonna let this rabbit show how she opens her mouth to eat
Right?
food? You know?
Yeah, seriously. How did that rabbit eat? That's a good question. She had the Bane mask on. That shit was terrifying. It looked like a combination. It looked like Sid from Toy Story got a hold of her ass. You know, she was the most messed up out of all of them.
Yeah, man.
She couldn't even think right, bro. Everybody else giving themselves legit names. She like, I'm floor because I'm on the floor. I'm like, oh, you're an idiot.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, it was wild, but we knew it was coming. Uh, but yeah, man, we finally got Rocket's origin story. Um, speaking of people getting taken from us, though, were you surprised that with this, pretty much confirming being the last of the of the Galaxy movies, that there weren't any major deaths? We didn't get any major deaths from the cast. Were you shocked by that?
I thought the person that was gonna, if I was gonna be taken away was Drax for some reason. Like, I don't know why I thought Drax was gonna be the one to get taken out.
You don't like Drax? What you got against Drax, bro?
Man, Drax is cool. I got no problem with Drax. I think he was the first one to kind of be like, well, there's no James Gunn, there's no Drax. Like Batista was like, I'm very, very adamant about that. So I was like, I thought Disney was gonna be like, because of that, we gotta let you go. So I thought that was what's gonna happen. Other than that, I didn't really think about anybody else leaving the squad or dying. I really wasn't.
I like Drax's arc. Drax's arc was, obviously Drax the Destroyer, this guy who's out for blood, seeking vengeance against Ronan and Thanos, and just so consumed with being macho, even though he's always been, this lighthearted character that takes things so literally that is hilarious and funny. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? He's like a comic relief guy. But
yeah,
just overall, his whole thing throughout, talking to Peter and stuff is just, some people dance and some people don't. He's always considered himself a non quote unquote dancer, and to have his art come full circle at the end, where obviously, they told him you weren't you weren't born to be a destroyer, you were born to be a dad, and his conclusion being that he's there to take care of the kids, and he's at the end dancing with the kids and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool, man.
yeah, yeah. I agree, man. In most cases, you when you think of Drax, you don't think about him destroying stuff. You probably think about him either saying something, taking something literal and making it a joke, or him just laughing like,
That laugh, yeah.
yeah, man, just like that big roaring laugh for either somebody's, you know, detriment to somebody else is in pain, but he thinks it's funny.
Yeah, he has a great laugh, bro. That laugh is amazing. Especially
Yeah,
for, that's not a natural laugh.
yeah,
For him to be able to give that laugh on cue, that's pretty good because it's like
yeah.
a deep, hearty laugh, man. So no, you love Drax, man. Speaking of Drax, we kind of talked about it last episode, man, how some of the characters have like their own little sub connections and stuff. So the connection between him and Mantis is just always comedy gold, man. uh you had the scenes where he Mantis was like, I want a Zorgnut, and he's like, I don't have any more. And you see him sneaking in the bag to eat the last one. That was hilarious. And then like she made the security guard fall in love with
Yeah,
it.
yeah. He's like every time.
Yeah, yeah. So obviously, it shows that this is like a common thing between them, just the little jokes and stuff. And man, just the way that the writers of James Gunn, it portrayed this connection between them just throughout those small little scenes. You just feel like you know them and you know that connection and you in it with them, and that was pretty cool.
That yeah, that's made them relatable. I like the fact that you're when you see him in Connect and Guardians 2, and even in the Christmas special, you thinking that okay, are they building a relationship between? Are they trying to ship them?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
But
yeah.
really and truly, it doesn't really matter, man. It's just there's love for each other, whether it's brotherly, sister love, best friend love. They just got love for each other. And I think a lot of movies and TV shows don't really kind of focus on that. Like there's a few shows that do that, but not a lot of um, comic book or superhero sci-fi shows really focus on just hey man, these are just people just going to be friends. I think
Yeah,
one of the standout there's been like standout scenes in this movie where it's just like friends like grieving over each other or celebrating each other, or just giving each other a hard time for fun, and makes it so relatable, bro. Like, um, I don't think we get enough of that, really. I think sometimes some of these movies are so busy trying to chase the love between a significant other or parents and children that they skip over friendships. And your friends are like a big part of you because they're actually the people that you chose to hang out with. Like your family, you have no choice in that matter. If people are related to you or not, you do not have a choice.
yeah,
But when it comes to your friends, you get to choose them. And when someone that you love loses that you decided to make part of your life, it hurts, man.
yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. And I know, when as people get older in life, they absolutely realize that, like you say, you don't choose your friends, man. If your friends become family, because that's what you've chosen. And you make a good point, man. Obviously, they kind of gave a misdirect as though it was like, okay, are we going to create a relationship out of these two? Uh, I kind of like the misdirect, and I kind of like that they didn't do that,
Yeah,
even with Peter and Gamora,
yeah,
and we'll talk about that, man. It would have been a little corny, bro. To be honest with you, if what if the conclusion was that Drax and Mantis end up together, Peter and Gamora, that version of Gamora hook up. What the hell? I mean, I guess you'd have Rocket hook up with uh damn, what's the Blue Sister's name? Uh
Nebula.
yeah, Rocket hook
Well,
up with Nebula.
then,
You
then,
know,
then you just have friends in space.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It would have been corny. I think that they didn't do that. It's better that way because it's
Yeah.
realistic. Let's talk about something. Uh, the whole Peter and Gamora thing.
Okay.
Obviously that was a central theme to the whole movie. Like we kind of talked about last time. I hate that we weren't able to go into the movie blind with not knowing exactly what happened to Gamora. If anybody that didn't tune into our instant reaction video, uh, I brought up the question of, there were deleted scenes that came out after Endgame release, like a year after Endgame release, showing how Gamora walked away from the whole battle with Thanos, and in Endgame, when Thor joined the group and they were looking on the computer, they didn't know where Gamora was. Of course, one of my questions, I still haven't gotten a straight answer with this. I think people are just letting it go. My thing is, how did that not create an incursion, or the TVA not get involved with Gamora being from a completely different timeline and just being a part of this timeline? But whatever the case, I guess they just letting it go because it is a lot involved with that. So everybody's just
Right.
like, screw it. We want Gamora back. We got Gamora back. But
Yeah.
in actuality, bro, think about it. It's sad. It's actually sad. Gamora died. Gamora straight up died, and I don't think enough people are keying in on that. You know what I'm saying? The Gamora that we knew, the Gamora that Peter knew, that everybody knew that we had came up with in the first and second Guardians movies, she died in Infinity War.
Yeah,
Thanos
she was.
killed her. She's
Yeah,
gone.
yeah. Her adopted father just said threw her off the bridge, threw her off the cliff.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's so that character is dead, and we watched her die in a brutal way. So this alternate timeline, Gamora, that is not her. That's not her. That's not the same character. And also, in actuality, the same could be said about Groot. That's not the same Groot. That
right.
is a different version of Groot. Groot
Yeah,
died, straight up
yeah.
died in the first Guardians movie. So, the fact that we're getting these characters, quote unquote, back, uh, they're not the same. They're absolutely not the same characters, man. So I do kind of like that James Gunn didn't just take the easy way out, the fanfare route to say, all right, even though this is a completely different person, you know, let's just go ahead and hook them up. Let's let Peter and this version of Gamora hook up. Because it's true. Gamora doesn't know this nigga at all. She don't know
No,
who he is. She don't
yeah,
have those memories with him,
you're right.
so I like that they didn't, just go ahead and put them together at the end of this movie. What about you? Would you have liked to have seen, her go off the stories and go off of this adventure that they had to say, hey, you know what? I think this could work.
I mean, typically that's what will usually happen. They'll find that gem of like, oh, I see what the other person sees in them, and I can connect, I can love, but you know, there's no way that she could really be with him if you think about it. Like, I can't, with all the time that I spent with my wife, I can't go back and try and date, you know, can't go back in time and try and date her whenever I first met her. That would freak her out. That'd be crazy. Like, I'm trying to bring years of history and love and all that stuff to that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work. Can't do it. So I think is the more realistic way to kind of address it. But I really did think it was going to be a situation where they hook up, and I'm glad that he like you said decided to stick to his guns to keep it to where it is. It
No
has to
pun.
have some weight. Yeah, yeah, no pun intended.
No.
Uh, it has to have some type of weight. There's some has there has to be a reaction to the actions that happen from Endgame. And we need more of that, I think, in the MCU because for me, the snap is not talked about enough, man. It really they can do so much more with that um concept, but they haven't touched it really since Captain America and Winter Soldier, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. They did just kind of go back to like, oh, everybody's back. Cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's just pick up where we left off. There'll
yeah,
be so many issues with that. It would be insane. So many
yeah.
people that had hooked up with other people's, like just economically, things.
Yeah. You seen Manifest.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
I like for example, I think that like She-Hulk would have been cool if She-Hulk was actually the same age as Bruce Banner, and now and through the snap, she was gone. Nothing happened to her. I mean, she wasn't around, and now he's like so much older than her, and that's why they have the kind of the relationship that they have, and that's
Oh,
why
I
she's
got you.
fighting so hard to be a lawyer because she missed 5 years of her opportunity and growing her career. Like to me, that would have been an interesting concept, but
Yeah.
really they're not approaching that stuff. Anyway, uh
Yeah. It just seemed like they're trying to keep it a little bit more lighthearted. But I would like a manifest version of the MCU where they do go deeper into detail of the snap. Hell, I would like it almost if there was like a subplot, like a show, like a Disney Plus show of people that just had no idea who the hell Thanos was. It was like, what in the fuck happened? Where has everybody been for 5 years? What if what if Manifest is secretly a part of the MCU? And that show is connected with it, and they
oh
have no idea that the Avengers and that Thanos exist. Now you thinking, Kev. Now,
yeah.
now
I don't
you
know. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You know that meme of the all the math problems is going over their head.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's that's
yeah,
that's 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 me right now. I think you
yeah.
we're in the deep end now, brother.
Yeah, we're in the thick. We're
Yeah,
in the thick. Anybody listening, if you have not seen the show Manifest, if you are just straight up an MCU DC comic book nerd, uh, watch Manifest. Manifest is freaking amazing. So if you have no idea what we're talking about, you can check out all seasons of Manifest on Netflix. And this is not, they are not a sponsor at all. But
yeah.
yeah,
It's gonna take up your time too.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's a good time taker. But
So many episodes.
but yeah, Gamora, man. Gamora, to wrap her up, she ended with they made it a point to show how happy she was with the Ravengers and how happy, she was to be back with them and just how happy she is in general. So that kind of put a bow on her arc. I think she's also said that she's done playing the character. So, as far as we know, we don't get to see the beautiful Zoe Saldana dressed up in green no more. We got to settle with her being blue in
Right.
Avatar,
Yeah.
which I don't like as much. She played the hell out of Gamora, man. Just kudos to her as well. Talk about an actor bringing it, just like Bradley Cooper did with the lending his voice. Zoe Saldana, she don't know a different mode than 10. She don't know how to go, she don't know how to not go hard.
Yeah.
No matter what role she's playing, she gives it all, man. So she always knocks it out. And yeah, I think you mentioned it, man, that uh you can see a difference in her character, like the character that she played as the original Gamora to this other alternate timeline version of Gamora is different. And
Yeah.
she I mean, I haven't seen an actor be able to do that since Moon Knight, since Oscar Isaac. I mean, literally, bro, you'll be watching Oscar Isaac in one scene and it just clicks over to another scene and you're like, oh wait, is that Steven, or is that the other version of Moon Knight?
Yeah.
It's insane how well these actors can play these roles, man. And
Yeah.
she's one of them that's just incredible.
You know what my favorite scene is with her in that whole movie?
Did she get naked?
She, no.
Yeah, I know that would be a favorite.
Man, they change the top 10. No problem.
Yeah, that would be my favorite MCU movie ever.
Uh, when she shoots the coordinator in the leg.
Oh my god, bro! Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. That was probably like for me, I audibly laughed when that happened, bro. Because when people get shot, usually in these movies, they don't give a natural reaction. That was the most natural reaction, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, usually they like fall out there, back up. This girl,
Oh,
this girl lifted her leg and screamed. They try to carry her to safety. Oh
oh
man.
man, that was so funny. It was a halfway like her being shocked that she actually got shot in pain. All in the same. That was an
Uh
awesome scene,
yeah, that was my favorite scene with her. Uh so yeah.
man. I'm kind of surprised that, like we said, we both agree. We're happy that they didn't pit Gamora and Peter just back together for the hell of it. But in the scene where they, made it seem like Peter wasn't going to make it on the ship and die in space, I thought that they were going to give a call back to Guardians 1 and have Gamora save Peter this time, because that's what happened. Talking about them not having a history or the memory of the history. He saved her life in the first movie. She was out there in space, she was about to die, and he sacrificed himself in order to save her. I thought that they were going to kind of do something the same and have her like repay the favor, and that would have been something that kind of could have rekindled that flame. But instead, of course, Adam Warlock ended up saving Peter.
He came out there slow too, slow as hell. He was like cruising, it's fine. This whole movie, we didn't see this dude glow yellow, but how fast he was flying. But in this moment, he's just like, mhm.
Yeah, he took his
Like
sweet ass time for sure.
he really did. And he brought his hand out. It looked like the God dog. Michelangelo's painting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
The
yeah,
hands is like I was like, okay.
yeah.
But yeah, man. That was cool.
That was cool. It was all right. It was like, okay, they're not gonna do that, and I understood why they did. I mean, they still could have. Gamora could have saved them. It just could have been like a courtesy or whatever, just to show that Gamora still has. She was pretty raw in this movie, man. She was pretty mean. Uh, she definitely was that earlier version of Gamora who didn't give us, who didn't give a fuck. But
Yeah, that yeah, you're right. There's two ways that Gamora has always looked at him like, man, I'm dealing with incompetent people. But the difference is the first two, she's busy trying to move forward the move forward the plan, trying to get things together, leading the team, so to speak, right?
yeah,
And in this one, she's kind of the same thing. People are incompetent, but now she's trying to be that anchor or that weight that's dragging them down. She doesn't want to be a part of what they're doing. She's trying to stop them from doing whatever they're doing.
yeah.
She's not leading the charge. She's basically trying to stop all their activities, man. She's like everything's not really anything they're doing is not really worth it.
Yeah,
And I think because of you know losing her original sister, finding out that her dad would have killed her, and actually everybody that she's known gets snapped away. I think that there is a um, lingering um, trauma there. Anyway,
of course. I mean, it's just so many things. She don't have that history at all. She don't know them. Why should she care? She was just hired in this movie to do a service, man. So you know, it 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 was cool. I think it was the most realistic way that they could have portrayed Gamora, and the most realistic ending, given the history of what we know about the character, and how, as we said, the original character, yeah, actually died. So I have no complaints, man. I
what
have
what
no complaints
about
with that.
so we got everybody. I think we've gone over the villain kind of in the early quick breakdown. I don't think there's really much we can do with him. But what about
Good villain.
Nebula, man?
Nebula was looking good, in blue. Nah, man, Nebula's cool, bro. Nebula's a cool character. She had, she has an arc as well throughout the trilogy, and the Infinity War and Endgame and everything, man. I think that her character has come full circle, learned compassion. She was always so robotic, so, you know, uh not really engaged, but you saw how she considers them family now.
Yeah,
She has her role to play, and I think it's cool, man. I like Nebula.
yeah. My favorite scene, probably of Nebula overall, is when she finds out, not just in this movie, just all three movies, she finds out Rocket is alive, and
Yeah,
she just starts breaking down, sobbing to kind of like connect all that time that they had just together through the snap and how they bonded.
yep,
That was really cool for them to kind of do. I mean, they had a scene where she was like, "All I wanted was a sister." In the second one, the second Guardians of the Galaxy, and it had some weight, but this one just carried so much more, man. As someone who's watched like years and years of film now, and seen that happen, yeah,
yeah.
man, it's pretty good.
Now they did her right. She came off as a little annoying in some of the earlier movies, especially when you go back and watch. It's like, yo, why, bro? But they gave her a satisfying conclusion, man. Like I say,
Yeah,
coming full circle, taking into consideration all the movies. But hey, all in all, like I say, you know, I wouldn't say this was 100% flawless movie, but it was a damn good
right.
one.
Yeah,
Satisfying conclusion to the trilogy. But with that being said, let's go ahead and give our bank deposit score, our official bank deposit score on where this movie will rank in our pantheon of films in our history when we go back and watch it, and look at our scores, man. So
right, right.
without further ado, brother, what do you give this movie on your bank deposit score? Zero being, nah, man, I can't get this movie. None of my bank, none of my stacks. Or five, saying, yeah, take all my money, man.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. It was probably gonna be a four, four stacks. But the scene where they they had that goat thing come out,
What go thing?
uh Mantis is trying to save all the animals, and there's like this goat thing that got experimented on.
Ah, that was she screamed.
That was Pete Davidson.
Was it?
Yeah,
Oh, that's hilarious.
yeah. Which is even better. It makes the goat even better, man.
That's funny.
Like that thing
That
was
was a
walking
funny
around.
ass scene.
It was unnecessary, but bruh,
Very.
is I can't see the movie without it, man. I'll be looking forward to that scene.
So there's
Uh,
that raise or lower
oh,
your
of course
score.
it raises it, man, to 4.5 stacks, man. Like there are some things I can nitpick, but I wholeheartedly give my money to it, man. And I'd watch it again. What
Yeah.
about you, brother?
Oh man. Damn. I hate to make it seem like I'm jocking off of your same score, man, because when you said four stacks, yeah, I already had in my mind. I knew that I was, in all likelihood gonna give it 4.5 stacks, man. But I'm with you. It is what it is. When you got a 4.5 rack movie, that's just what it looks like. I don't know why I can't give it five. Of course, it's just not a flawless film. It's not. It's a sequel. I don't think any sequel, maybe could get a whole 5 stacks. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not 100% original movie. Um, Maybe we plan to do reviews of older movies as well. So we'll go back and watch some classic movies, even if they're not like straight up superhero or comic book movie. I can't even think what a 5 stack movie may be. I mean, you're talking about like Godfather type stuff,
Yeah, Dark
Terminator
Knight.
2, so Dark Knight, yeah, these
That's
are
a
possible
sequel,
like
but
yeah, but well, yeah, exactly. We just named two sequels that negates everything I just said, right? But um so yeah, it can't happen, man. But nah, 4.5 stacks for me, bro. I think that's solid. That's an amazing score. Obviously, shoot, that's a great score for this movie, man. So 4.5 stacks, bro. We'll just
yeah,
put that down as 4.5 stacks, man. That's where this movie ranks. I think they did an amazing job.
yeah.
But man, yo, I think we did it, bro. This was a good one. As always, man, I love the experience, man, seeing the movie, talking about the movie. Let the people know again, guys, this is what we do anyway. This is what we do on a normal basis. We just bring y'all into it, man. So anybody still listening at this point, we definitely appreciate y'all being here. If you like what we're doing, let us know. Holla at us, bruh. Give us a thumbs up, hit the notification bell so you know when these things are coming, so you know when you can get them first. And listen to us do this and join us on this journey always, man. But yo, hit us up on YouTube, hit us up on Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, man. We're gonna keep these things coming to y'all. As always, Kev, love you, brother.
Me too, brother.
Appreciate you being here, man. And we're gonna holler at y'all later.
All right, peace.
Peace and love.